Well, hello everyone. This is Robin Carter with Robin's Creations. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Flower Mound, Texas. And today, which is May 13th, I am here to share an unboxing of a new kit in the kids collection called the Beautiful Blues. Now, this came out with the new releases at the start of May as part of the online exclusives and the kits that they bring out every 2 months. So I saw this one and thought how beautiful it was, so I knew I would want to add that to my collection and share this with you, as well as future videos that I make with this kit as far as alternative cards to expand my kits. A lot of you probably know me for my paper pumpkin kits, and I do alternatives of those. You can see I have my April box right over here on my side table. I've done all the alternative designs I want to do. Now I just need to complete my kit. I was working fast and furious on those, knowing that May has shipped and that I had this kit coming. So lots to do this month in May. So let me switch to hands down. Actually, before I begin, I forgot to thank each and every one of my YouTube subscribers. Thanks so much for your support. And we're only a few away from 4,700. So if you are new to my YouTube channel or have yet to subscribe, I would be so thankful if you would hit that subscription button below. Also, throughout the video, if you find helpful tips or just like this kit in general, please give me a thumbs up and share this with your other paper crafting friends. Okay, so let me switch to hands down so we can get to the business at hand. So also I want to remind everyone that going on now is the subscription period for the June paper pumpkin kit. So I got notice today that my May kit has shipped, or at least it has a label on it ready for it to be picked up. The June kit is going to coordinate with a Floral Charm Suite collection. Now, I know the Suite collection is not coming out for customers until July. However, demonstrators can pre-order it in June, so I don't even know what that looks like yet. So we'll see what that is when the time comes. Also, don't forget the add-on dies for this quarter. I've used quite a few in this kit. I also used them in the March paper pumpkin kit, the Daisy. So the item number for these are 166238. Okay, so let me get started. I do have my envelopes ready to help me organize all the supplies in this kit. I share this on YouTube, so I thought I'll share this here. Not YouTube. I share it with Paper Pumpkin, and I also use them in my kits collections. So there is a large, a medium, and a small envelope, and there are links in the description box of this video, as well as my others, of where you can find those. So let's get started with the kit. So this is the Beautiful Blues kit, and the item number is 165658, I believe. The print's kind of it's not only is it small, it's kind of like not real dark. So if in doubt, just always put in the search box Beautiful Blues kit, or you can go to the shop and then the kits collection, and since it is a new kit, it should be at the top if you're sorting for the newest. All right, so here we go. I loved the blues. I don't know if you're like me. I think there was a boho blue several years ago that had some beautiful blue paper, and I loved it. Now we get a Night of Navy stamp, or not stamp, ink spot, and I will then create a sleeve to store the stamps in, and with that sleeve I will put a 1-inch square of coordinating cardstock. That way you can write the name on that cardstock of the ink color and store it upside down. So that way the ink is always on the top of the pad, much like our full-size pads. Okay, here is the stamp. And then, so let's do what I always show in my paper pumpkin, is you want to test your stamps. I've only like once or twice had defective stamps where it wasn't etched in well, but you always want to test these. Even if you can't do the kit right away, test your stamps to make sure that there's nothing wrong with them. So I need a piece of scrap paper. Usually I use the label on a paper pumpkin kit for the mailing label, but don't have one of those. Another thing I like to do is first ink it with Versamark, and because sometimes there's a little film on these stamps, and I know you could scrub it. I did have some people concerned because then I take this directly to my full-size ink pad, and they were afraid it would mess it up with the Versamark. I have not experienced any difficulty with this, and this is just what I find easiest and helpful for me. So this is a full-size pad that I have, and if you want a tip to open those, you press on the back like that. So see, it's closed, and so just press on the back, and that'll help you not necessarily get your fingers all in the ink. Okay, I'm going to ink up this stamp set. Hopefully get all of it. It sticks to my pad a little bit. I did notice when Stampin' Up! Does the unboxing, they stamp the stamps first, like on a piece of cardboard, and they kind of twist it. And I think that's to help get any film off the stamps. That was just something I noticed recently. Okay, that looks good. Let me get my chamois and wipe these off. And hopefully I didn't lose the little fine film. It's somewhere here on my desk. Okay, so here are the stamps. I was looking to see if I could find that film real quick. So it is "You're in My Thoughts," "Wishing You Comfort," and "Sending Love," and then this beautiful leaf here. Now, also, just like Paper Pumpkin, I will do a cut file for the sentiments. I am allowed to do that. Stampin' Up! Gave me permission. I guess the easiest way to say is Stampin' Up! Is okay with me making cut files for sentiment. So I will add that to my Etsy shop, and there's a link to my Etsy shop in this video as well. All right, let me put this away, but I'm hoping to find my little film. I tore it off. Well, I'll just set it in here until we find it. I'll find it as soon as this video is over, I am sure. Okay, so here are the contents. Now, if it's much like Paper Pumpkin, the instruction sheet is here. So when you flip it over, it's there. So I'm going to set, oh, there's my film in the box. I'm going to set this box aside and put this back on my stand so it doesn't go missing again. Okay. And then I can stick it in my smaller envelope. All right, so here is our kit. Let me get some scissors. Now, when I open kits like this, I like to go, you can see here, there is more cardboard. So I stick my scissors in on this end. That way I don't accidentally cut into the goodies in the kit. And from there, I can just tear it open. But that helps me get it started. All right. So in this kit, now in every regular kit, you get a little block, and I'm going to show it to you. So granted, I like the normal blocks that you can purchase in the online store. I do keep these because I like to use them as a color palette, like when I do blending and things like that. You may have seen that if you've been a subscriber of mine for a while. Okay, then we also have a little bit of tear and tape. That's some thin tear and tape. All right. Then we have some beautiful blue embellishments. They're not smooth on top. I don't know how to explain that. They're kind of textured. And then, of course, a little bit of dimensionals. I use lots of dimensionals in my alternatives. Okay. Then let's get to the goodies at hand. So here are the envelopes. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it looks like they are all the same, but it does have this beautiful flower that we could use as an alternative. And unfortunately, the inside is just white. So if you're going to make an alternative, you're just going to be able to use the flap with that. Okay, and then we get to the beautiful card bases. So I love the flower on this. It reminds me of kind of like Artistically Inked. I don't know if you remember that bundle from a while back, this flower here. Who knows? I may look through my stash and see what other flowers I have to kind of make a similar pattern over here. So unfortunately, it is just single-sided. The other side is white. for the inside. So we have 1, 2, 3 of these. Put these away. And by the way, the envelopes do fit in these as well. So it's kind of nice and tidy, skinnier than the box, and takes up less room. Okay, here are the labels. Now they have a blue, I think that's blue, border around the labels. Let me just punch one of these out so you can see. So you can see it's about the size of my palm. And for my labels and stuff, I like to put them in the little 3x5 so I don't lose those. And then we have some rectangles and smaller rectangles. So there are the labels for that. Then it looks like we have, oh, there it is. I was like, a white card base? No, but look at this side of the card base. I'm going to turn it sideways so it fits better in my screen. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it really is. I'm going to look forward to working with this, and thank goodness it's double-sided, so we can automatically get 2 beautiful blue cards out of that. I'll probably do more than 2, so as I said, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these. 1, 2, 3 of those yummy cards. And then we get just some regular blue. Now, again, I'll look through my stash and see what flowers maybe we could put on top of this blue. It's a nice, it kind of looks like a ocean or almost a stormy dark blue sky with some like little cloud puffs in it. I don't know. You decide what it looks like. But we have 3 of those as well. Let me get these in here, and then it looks like we have some gorgeous pre-printed die cut pieces to use. And here is a beautiful flower. Now sometimes I kind of decide, is it easier to push them up or down? Some are different. This one's coming out pretty easy pushing it forward. Be careful, don't bend those. But here's the flower die cut. Get this piece of cardboard to help highlight those and not my hand. I think that, excuse me, that shows it better. All right, let's put those in here, this bigger one. And there were some other pieces. Now, I think these probably go behind the label, it looks like. When we look at the instructions, we'll kind of see the finished cards. I'm not going to punch those out, but they're just little leaves with, looks like they would attach to the label. Let's see if this one's coming out pretty good. You know, always take your time punching these out because they are delicate little pieces. So like I said, that looks like it goes behind a label. And then there's a blue similar one right there. So we have 1, 2, 3 of those, so at least with that beautiful flower on it. Now when you're putting pieces in where you've already punched one out, be careful, don't bend them. And then we have this gorgeous like overlay front piece. Isn't that pretty? Now I will tell you, these get tricky when trying to make alternatives out of those. So I may just put those on a piece of white and do them individually. But we have 3 of those. Let me get them going the same direction. And then we put those here. Now in the kits, because they're meant for not just the US or English speaking countries, they are also in, I think, German and French. So when you get the label for that, it is this. I generally just fold it and have my English side showing. You can cut it off if you don't care. But notice that these images on this sheet are only 95%. So when I make my sleeve to store my stamps in, I try to make them full size so that I can see exactly what size they are. But I like that they include these with our kits and our paper pumpkin kits. Okay, and then we're down to the instructions. So as you can see here, Yeah, that blue was meant behind a label, and here's the white one. And they just did those pretty easy cards. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing kits or paper pumpkin kits as they're shown. This is a beautiful card kit in itself, and what it's meant for is crafting easy and on the go if you need it to go. Everything is in a box that you would need to complete the cards as designed. And that's what it is. You get it in, you've got all the supplies, you make the cards, and you have a successful card making experience. However, I like to make more avid cards and expand the kits beyond the kits that the cards designed. And I do that by adding additional card bases, like thick white card bases, and some cardstock, and any dies or stamps I have on hand. So I share those when I do my alternatives. So just know that I share all the materials. And when I make a PDF of this, if you are well, how do I say that? I do make a PDF of my alternatives, and if you purchase this kit from me, I send you that PDF so that you can follow those directions and not just have to watch all my videos to get the cards made as designed. Eventually, I probably will put this on my Etsy shop. So if you're a demonstrator or have a special demonstrator you love, then you can still get the PDF through me using my Etsy shop. So until my next video, everyone, I hope you enjoyed seeing this beautiful kit. And thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everyone. I hope you get your paper pumpkin kit soon if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber. And I'll be sharing the unboxing of that when it comes in as well. So thanks for joining me again, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.